Hey everyone, welcome back. We're now talking about additional study designs, and I'm just starting at the top of that PowerPoint presentation, and I'll go through them. And again, just kind of casually as if you and I were chit-chatting here in the office. Starting from that first slide on additional study designs, basically this is a hodgepodge of different types of designs that we haven't really talked about, explicitly just yet. But they are ones that are used by researchers. The single case designs, experimental designs, I'm on the second slide now. These are basically case studies, really, if you think about it. Single cases, these are situations where a clinician is working with a client. So, really, the goal of single case designs is to determine the impact of some kind of intervention on a particular individual. This is very much used in applied settings like doctor's offices. You're working with clients individually. Maybe if you're a sports psychologist, you're working with an athlete. Maybe in educational settings, you'd see these types of things used quite a bit. And they're individually tailored to people. The most basic type of design of this nature is called an A/B design. And essentially, what that means is this: you have an A period, a baseline period, where initial assessment of some variable is determined. Maybe it's depression level or something like that. Then what happens is the clinician institutes some kind of treatment. That's indicated by the green line here. There we are, green line. So an intervention occurs, and then in the B phase, that's the treatment phase, then you start tracking the dependent variable. In this case, it'd be like depression. And if the treatment's effective, then you'll see change in the dependent variable. And if we're talking about depression here, then we would see with treatment, the depression should get lower. So that's a very basic A/B type design. What you could do then is reverse it, and you could take away the treatment to see what happens. And if you did that, it would be called an ABA design. And basically, what you'd have is this: you would just reverse the treatment, you would take it away. And if that treatment in the B phase was effective, then you should see some kind of rebound in the return to baseline. So basically, again, taking away the treatment should make an impact on that dependent variable you're tracking. So the depression in this case here is coming back because the treatment has been removed. There's obvious ethical problems with that. You can add on another B phase. So you would institute the treatment a second time. So now you would describe it as an ABAB design. That obviously would be the way to go. If you think a treatment's effective, you want people experiencing it. So the advantage of these case studies or these single case experimental designs is that they're very simple. You don't need any kind of statistical analyses. You do this in the natural environment, and really, this is patient and client care done individually. That's pretty much what it is. So the problem is that there could be other factors involved that we're not aware of that could be impacting the individual, and maybe some other person that you do the same type of treatment with wouldn't be impacted. You have to be mindful of that. And plus, too, what one person benefits from may or may not be something that many other people would benefit from. So there's always a need for further testing for these types of things. I'm on quasi-experimental designs. We have talked about quasi-experimentation. You do these in the field or in real life situations. But some independent variables just aren't subject to manipulation, again, like sex or socioeconomic status. So that makes that independent variable quasi independent. We talked about that because you can't randomly assign people to levels of the independent variable. So, like cutting off unemployment benefits to see how people do, you can't do that. So maybe you can wait for people to have them reduced or eliminated, and then you can see how they fare.